yeah, people do spend a lot of time in front of computers, don't they?
Yeah, well, I am guilty of that, but I have to spend a lot of time in front of the computer because of work. I'm always looking for stories for international connection, so I have no choice but to do it. But yeah, that one thing that the study said that I agree with, because I've covered those stories a million times myself, which is not news to anyone, that's a trend that is actually seen around the world. It's just not there in New Zealand. It's America. It's everywhere. Kids these days are, spending more time with technology as opposed to outdoors. So the president's oldest daughter here in America, Malia, will be spending time outdoors driving around Washington, D.C. this summer. On July the 4th, which is Independence Day, she turns 16 years old, and that allows her a driver permit. First Lady Michelle Obama mentioned this on the show Access Hollywood, saying jokingly, quote, "Look out," end of quote, because she will be driving. Now, we do know, Stu, that the First Lady and President Obama will not be teaching her how to drive. I guess they are going to leave that up to a professional. But I thought, wow, that must be, pretty exciting for her that she's going to get her driver permit.
Yeah. Well, it is for any kid, isn't it, really? Any youngster get their driver's license, eh?
Yeah.
Think back what it was like when you got yours.
Oh, it wasn't too long ago, sweetie. It wasn't that long ago when I got mine.
Did you actually get one? You got one, didn't you?
I did get one.
And
I did get one.
And it wasn't a lotto ticket or anything like that,
No, it wasn't a lotto ticket. It was actually in the District of Columbia in Washington, D.C. So, yes, I did get one. But, yeah, I don't know if you say congratulations to some parents. At 16 years old, having your kid drive is sort of a nightmare versus a good thing. But anyway, she'll be driving this summer, so hopefully that's going to work out for her as well as the First Lady and the President. Speaking of kids also, a $100 million contribution by Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg to the Newark, New Jersey school system hasn't made its way to the students. After nearly 4 years and of donating the money, no changes have been made to the school system, which is completely outraging people. Much of that money has been spent on consultants and labor contracts, and still the students are performing very low on tests and bringing in low test scores. So I guess, this may be an example as, if you throw money at something, that necessarily isn't what's going to get things back on track. Money isn't always the answer, I guess.
Too many people on the side wanting a scoop of the money. Isn't there? For consultants, and you look at consultants' fees today. God, they're more than what the Prime Minister's fees are. Unbelievable. They really are, honestly, And there's so many consultancies in New Zealand. I don't know what it's like over in America, but if it's anything like New Zealand, God, you can see why the money never got to where it was meant to go.
Right. Well, in that same article, I do remember reading something about the average consulting fee was $1,000 an hour, and the average time that most of these consultants were there were between 5 to 8 hours. So that's between $5,000 to $8,000 a day. And can you imagine if they were there 4 or 5 days a week? Yeah, you can see how that money just went quickly.
Just mad, absolutely crazy. Greed.
Well, now that I know what these consultants charge, I guess I can raise my fee with you, on International Connection and Seabreeze. I'll send you my invoice, okay, for my consulting fee.
Well, if you're going to do that, I do apologise to our listeners, but that means one thing, listeners. I'm afraid I'm going to put your listening fees up to cover this. I really am.
There you go. Put it back on the listeners and the consumers.
She's stretched me enough now.
Also in the news, CNN News and other news outlets have been taken off air in Thailand as a result of martial law in that country. The Thai military has taken over control of the government in a coup, the country's military chief announced in a national address on Tuesday. Stu, what's interesting about this story is that when we covered it earlier this week, the military said this is not a coup. They just want to sort of restore the streets and get things back in order. So fast forward a couple of days later, now they're saying it is an official coup. So the curfew has been imposed from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. local time. And the military is, basically telling citizens that, act like nothing is wrong, go about your daily life. And that always gets me to thinking that's kind of difficult, when you're looking down the street and there are tanks and armed guards with guns walking around. That would make me a little nervous and a little bit shaky. But that's what they're going through over there, and we're going to continue to follow that. And I promise you, when we come back, today's dirty story to tell you about, and we've got a lot more. There's a particular place there in New Zealand, Stu, that made an online top list of places that you should visit in the world. So we're going to talk about that and a lot more when we come back.
Cool.
New Zealand, guess what? I'm broadcast journalist Victoria Gaither from America, and I get to join you weekly on Seabreeze FM on International Connection to talk news, current events, and entertainment. Plus, I look forward to your comments about American news and our culture. So let's make an international connection together on Seabreeze FM.
Hi, I'm American journalist and journalism instructor Josh Davidsburg, and I always listen to Stu and Victoria on SeabreezeFM.com.
Together should have been much more. Wish I could go back and take back and backtrack a million little things, but there's no do-over. Wish I could unsay and undo the bad days and all of the harsh words, but there's no do-over. I'm tired of hiding. Like I'm the one that's getting in the way. Everyone else is on the top of your list. I've known for a long time I'd see this day. I know it's too late and I'm trying not to hate you all the way I feel, but there's no do-over. You want to walk out, there's no doubt, there's nothing more to do, and there's no do-over. I am
Welcome back to Seabreeze FM. You are listening to International Connection, a news and information program. I'm American journalist Victoria Gaither, live in Washington, D.C., and Stu Frith is over there in New Zealand, my counterpart on the other side of the world. So, Stu, last week we talked about how Levi's aren't that popular in America anymore. There are just so many other brands out there that Americans like to slide into besides Levi's. So yesterday, I happened to run across a story that's been trending really big on social media, an article in which the CEO of Levi's was offering his advice and tips on how to care for your Levi jeans. So he says simply, don't wash them. He says he does not want you to ever wash your Levi jeans. Now, what he wants you to do is put the jeans in a clear plastic bag, put that bag in the freezer, leave it in there for a while. What that will do is kill the odor and also kill the bacteria. And he says, then take them out and wear your Levi's. So he says it also will preserve the color. And he says that he has not washed his Levi jeans in over a year. So that's his advice. You've got a pair of Levi's on now. Would you take his advice?
No, I wouldn't. Pure and simply, and I'll tell you why. Do you really want to know why?
Yeah, go ahead, tell me.
All right, I'll tell you why. Because he has got an office job, and obviously he doesn't walk outside the door and get dirty, pick up anything that's dirty, or put a pair of dirty pliers in his back pocket, or anything like that. And so his Levi's stay very, very crisp and clean. They don't see a day's work. But if he came to New Zealand over here and joined myself and Norm next door, where we were out tinkering around with motor vehicles and doing work around the place and that, his jeans would look like grease monkeys' overalls, and therefore they've got to go into the washing machine. That's a fact. That's a fact. You wouldn't go without washing your jeans here in New Zealand. I don't give a damn what brand they are. You know, everybody washes their jeans.
Well, I guess I should tell you, in America, people wait very, very for as long as you can go without washing your jeans because people hate it when the color fades. Now, I'm not saying that people will, of course, go, an entire year like the CEO of Levi's, but you do have a point. I'm assuming, he's not out in the trenches digging dirt and, doing construction and fiddling around with cars and labor doing that type of work. So yeah, his jeans are only going to get a certain amount of dirt versus what you're talking about. So that is a very, very good point. But yeah, a lot of people try to wait to the last minute to wash their jeans because they don't like the color to fade. Now, I don't do that because I would feel dirty. I can't not wash my jeans or anything else, especially, God knows, for an entire year.
Yeah,
that's like maddening to me.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, while you're on the dirty subject, there was two things this morning on one on radio or TV, and the other one was on Facebook. Starting off with the TV one, there was somebody did a survey of not ever washing their body for 12 months.
Ugh.
Can you believe it? Not washing.
I would.
Yeah, not washing their body for 12 months or anything. No deodorant, nothing.
So was this an experiment or something?
Yeah, experiment. And they reckoned that when they first started, sure they ponged, but as the time went on, their skin complexion changed and their skin got softer, and